Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And as you can see by the title, today I'm going to talk about how high school treated me. And I'm going to get into some things. So just bear with me. So first, I want to give high school my overall rating. High school can be different for many other people, but for me personally, I would say my high school experience was a good 4 out of 10, and that's just me being nice. High school for me was a lot. If you didn't watch my survival story, I was talking about a lot of things that happened to me from ninth to 12th grade. And one thing that I have on my list is that it was so much stuff happening in high school that, you know, it wasn't being noticed. There were times where I've heard that people were having sex in different places, and people were smoking weed and just doing a whole lot of bad stuff. And it wasn't, well, from what I've seen, that it wasn't taken serious. It wasn't um getting noticed. Everybody would talk about it, but yeah, that's the first thing. um Going into the next thing, which is wasn't taken serious, was I felt like, me personally, I wasn't taken serious as a student because I had a bad past. And to explain this a little more, I went to a charter high school, which makes this all worse. So I felt like, because of the middle school that I came from, and the things that people heard about that, and then taking that and going to high school, I felt like I wasn't being taken serious as a student. I feel like I really wasn't valued as a student. Like, people would notice me, teachers noticed me and stuff, but I just felt like I wasn't valued. And that brings me to my next topic of feeling like an outcast. At my high school, it was mostly Hispanic culture, and it was like it was some other black kids there, but it wasn't that many. um that also made me feel like an outcast because I wasn't used to that. All my life from elementary to middle school, I had went to a all black, you know, school, elementary and middle school. There may be like a couple like other race kids, but it was mostly black. So it's like I went from that to going to a school that's mostly Hispanic people. And I'm not saying that I don't like people. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying that it I mean, I can't really explain it, but if you've went through something like that, you understand where I'm coming from. You know where I'm coming from when I say that. Um, Another thing that I want to say that happened was that I felt like that I was misjudged by my principal. Um, Even just ninth grade, I had problems. I wasn't perfect. I went from a crazy environment to, a controlled environment, and I wasn't used to that. And I feel like my principal judged me off that, and my principal labeled me as a troublemaker, and my principal really didn't care about me. And it's hard to say, like, to say that, but it's true. I feel like my principal didn't care about me at all, and it really hurt it. And that was just my first year at that school. um Another thing that was really, like, bad about high school is that, like, bring going back to the topic of when I said I felt like an outcast. I also felt like an outcast even with the black race. I felt like that there was this group, you know like, there was this group of black kids, and they've known each other, for a long time. And like, in the beginning of high school, like, I was talking to them, mixing with them, but I just felt like I kind of was pushed out. I kind of was what's the word? I kind of was forced to be on my own, you know, and I met some other people and I made some other friends, but you know, it's just like for like, you know, my own race, it just kind of felt like I was pushed out, you know, I wasn't really accepted, you know, just because I didn't know them as long as other people. And and even another thing is that um new black kids that had went to the high school, you know, ninth grade and stuff, you know, they fit in with their group and they became friends and they're still friends to this day. But it just felt like, you know, I was just an outcast, you know. I was just, you know, I felt like I just didn't have a place at that school, you know. And then it's like being gay and black, you know. There was maybe about, I think there was two other gay people at my high school. Two other gay black people, I think, at my high school. And that was scary, you know, and I was the only gay person at that time in my grade in ninth grade, and the other gay people were in different grades. So it's like I hope you get what I'm trying to say is that it was hard, you know. Um, it was it was bad, and then um it was like in high school, trouble would always follow me. Trouble would always somehow find its way to me. And I never understood that, you know. I've always been the quiet kid all my life, you know. People have been talking to me first, and people, you know, I've been quiet and, you know, reserved my whole life. And I just think that it's just so crazy how like trouble will come to me. Um, yeah. I felt like I felt like high school, it was really a lot. And, you know, just outside of the, you know, culture and fitting in and, you know, principal, troublemaker, feeling alone, all that, it was just like the work too, you know? It was just a lot. You know, I was in a completely different environment. Like I said before, I was in an uncontrolled middle school and I'm going into a controlled environment, you know, where I have to do a lot of work, where I have to do homework, where I have to do, you know, stuff that I'm not used to. So just imagine how it was in my shoes. You know, I'm in a new place, you know, that I've never been before, with everybody a new face. And, you know, I'm trying to find a way in. Feel like, I'm trying to feel like, you know, make myself feel into the environment. And it didn't work, you know. It's just like I've tried so many times to, you know, make a way and try to feel like I'm a part. It just didn't work, and it just never worked. Even to this day, it just never felt like I was just a part, you know, of this school, you know. It just felt like I was just another face, you know. I was just a useless person in a bag, you know. It just didn't feel good to feel like that. And um, that's why when my 12th grade year came, that's why I left, you know, I made a decision to leave high school, you know, go to a new high school and have a new start, because I just couldn't deal with it, you know. It just made me feel, it just made me feel like I just couldn't stay at the same high school my whole entire high school years. It's just I really needed a new start, you know, and that new start actually helped me out. You know, I met some incredible people. You know, I felt appreciated. You know, I felt a part. You know, it just made me feel better, and that's something that I didn't have at my old school. And I definitely feel like that my old school was more bougie. I hate to say it, but I just felt like my old school was more bougie, you know. There were people living in, you know, high price neighborhoods and stuff, and I'm living in a poor neighborhood, you know, I don't have much, you know. And it was just a lot that high school put me through. And it's just I wish that I definitely had a better start. I wish that I could start over, but I can't, you know. But definitely, I just think that high school could have went a lot better for me. You know, it could have went a lot better for me, but it didn't. But it's okay. I have a new start, you know. I'm an adult now. I can do whatever I want, you know. There are people that will appreciate me and, you know, accept me and make me feel like I'm a part, you know. So, yeah, I don't have to worry about that anymore. But there's probably so much more that I'm forgetting to say, but that's just what I want to say for right now. So, that was my high school experience. That was my high school experience. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I appreciate you. I love you. Stay kind, stay safe, stay beautiful, stay positive, stay supportive because you never know what someone is going through. And I love you. Bye.